Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Sohail and you are watching Arakan Times Daily English News. Today is Sunday, 29th September 2024. Today's news headlines. Arakan Army detained thousands of Rohingya civilians in northern Butidong, restricting movement and livelihood. Myanmar military airstrike on Kintonji, killing over 60 AA members. Arakan Army abducts 6 Rohingyas in Mongdo Township. Details of today's news. Almost all Rohingya civilians from the villages of Kumikali, Monglama, and Mijong in the Mijong Konse village tract in northern Butidong Township, Arakan State, have been detained and held by the Arakan Army AA according to a reliable source. It has been reported that since September 23, Arakan Army AA has detained nearly all Rohingya residents from these villages, which consists of around 200 households, and taken them to a high school branch in Pendoping, located in Chintama village tract in Butidong Township. Among the detained are not only Rohingya men but also women, the elderly, and children. Local sources confirm that approximately 1,000 people from the 3 villages have been detained. These 3 villages, Kumikali, Mongnama, and Mijong Konse, were already subject to forced displacement during the Arakan Army AA's military operation in Butidong Township over the past 5 months, and they had only recently been allowed to return. Now they face detention once again, according to local residents. A resident from northern Butidong said the people of Kumikali, Mongnama, and Mijong Konse were forcibly displaced during the fighting in Butidong. They lost almost everything they left behind in their villages. On September 23, Arakan Army AA troops entered and detained all the villagers. It has been reported that the detainees are being held at the highest school branch in Pendoping and are subjected to ill treatment and abuse, according to local from Chintama village tract. They have been detained in large groups. They are not being fed regularly, and there are reports of beatings and other forms of mistreatment, a local source said. Many Rohingya residents from other village tracts in northern Butidong, such as Nayangchong, the Bansia, and Monjitong, as well as from the southern part of the township, including Pinuleg, Sinimpia, and Atuingate village tracts, have also repeatedly been detained by AA, according to local Rohingya communities. Several schools in Butidong Township are reportedly being used as detention centers for Rohingya civilians, according to sources. In addition to the mass detentions, Arakan Army AA has imposed restrictions on the livelihoods of Rohingya in Butidong, including a ban on fishing and other forms of employment. Movement between villages has also been strictly controlled, preventing villagers from traveling freely, according to Rohingya residents of Butidong. Over 60 Arakan Army AA members were killed and around 30 were injured in an airstrike by the Myanmar military on Kindoji town in Mebun Township, Arakan State in Myanmar. The attack, which took place on the afternoon of September 25 at around 4 p.m., targeted the offices of the Arakan Army AA's Military Security Department and the Land Inspection Office, with 2 jet fighters carrying out the strike. Reports have also emerged that civilians were among the casualties. In the Yuatayua neighborhood of Kindoji, artillery shells hit a monastery and nearby homes, resulting in the deaths of 2 civilians and injuring 7 others. The deceased civilians were identified as 11 years old Mashwe Jingwing and 38 years old U Mong Tente, while the injured included U Nini Cho, U Mong Towing, Do Ten Chuenu, U Choming, Do Kwet Sen La, U Ong La U, and 11 years old Matete A. Earlier on the afternoon of September 24, a similar airstrike by the Myanmar military targeted an Arakan Army AA supply base in Tenlui Yuama sub-township in Tongo, Arakan State. Several casualties were reported and Arakan Army AA supply buildings were damaged. 6 Rohingya men from Chauleka village in Mongdo Township, Arakan State, Myanmar, who were found outside during curfew hours, were abducted by the Arakan Army AA on September 25th at approximately 8:30 p.m. It was reported that one of the abductees, a Rohingya man named Muhammad Hussain, the owner of a tea shop in Chauleka village, was taken by the AA while returning home after closing his shop. He closed the shop at around 8 p.m. and was walking home when he was discovered on the road by the Arakan Army AA. He was then abducted and taken away, a local source reported. Additionally, 5 more Rohingya men, including refugees from Minglaji village, were also abducted by the Arakan Army AA on the same day, September 25th. It was reported that the 5 men who were displaced from other villages were found outside their homes after curfew hours in Minglaji village, northern Mongdo Township, around 8:30 p.m. In total, 6 Rohingya men, residents of Chauleka and Minglaji villages, were abducted by the Arakan Army AA while walking home after curfew hours. They were taken to Battalion 6, Name 6 in Pimpu village, northern Mongdo Township. The Arakan Army AA abducted the 6 Rohingya men while they were walking home and tied them with ropes before taking them to Battalion 6. There has been no information about their whereabouts since the abduction, and they have not been released yet, a source said. The Arakan Army AA has enforced a strict curfew in Rohingya villages, ordering residents not to leave their homes between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Anyone found outside after curfew is abducted and taken for interrogation at Battalion 6 in Pimpu village, northern Mondo Township. Even during emergencies, people are unable to leave their homes. Thanks for watching Arakan Times Daily English News.